Welcome to Often Pacing on Tab Radio Racing and Sport. Tim Walker will be joined by Matt Young and Oliver Cownie as they delve into the form for today's Pinjarra harness meeting, as well as an early look at tomorrow's meeting at Gloucester Park. We are Often Pacing.
It's great to have your company this Monday morning, wherever you might be listening in. Another edition of Often Pacing, and looking forward to this one this morning. Plenty to unpack with Ollie and Matt. They are standing by. They are about to join us, and they'll give us some winners for the next couple of days, hopefully. And, of course, we've got a special guest in Lia Elliott who's going to join us fresh off his first Metro success here on Friday night at Gloucester Park. And it was great to see him have that success, and also then the postscript to it with Ryan Bell and also Kyle Symington coming down to get the photo with him, and they were equally as delighted. So looking forward to catching up with Liam, talk about that, and he's also got his share of chances over the next 24 hours or so. So that will be coming up over the next half an hour or so here on Tab Radio on Often Pacing. But let's not keep our experts waiting any longer. Ollie Cownie, good morning to you.
Morning, Tim. Morning, Matt. It was a really good week of racing, including on Saturday night getting to see Steno go around in that mares feature race at Redcliffe in one of the lead-ups to the Golden Girl. It looks like she's still flying, and I can't wait to see her go around in that big mares race. Yeah,
that's not too far away, and Matt Young is with us as well. Matt, good morning to you once more.
Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Ollie, and everyone tuned in.
Great to have you along, and over there in Melbourne this morning, keeping a close eye on everything happening in harness racing, obviously here Friday night, and Ollie referenced Saturday night. Of course, we had feature racing to work through there at Northern, which we will recap in just a couple of moments' time. But hey, gents, I wanted to start by asking, just on Friday night's program, what a terrific free-for-all event this was. And we'll have a look at this and also the Lewis, but the clash of Rolling Fire and I'm the Black Flash was an absolute beauty here. Ollie, I'll get your thoughts on it first and foremost. What was your takeaways from the free-for-all event on Friday night?
It was an incredibly interesting race, and it was a real tactical battle there. Jaws of Lincoln, he's just a brilliant gate speed horse, and he was able to zip across in the early stages. Certainly, the Black Flash isn't known for his brilliant gate speed, but I thought he got out really well there on Friday. But Jaws of Lincoln was just too speedy early, and he ended up in a really awkward spot there on the Black Flash. It was a fantastic drive to push off the inside, get into the clear at the right time, and Rolling Fire, he loomed up out wide, and he was just too good in the end. He was a little bit too tough for the Black Flash, but they were both really good runs, and Al Capone was a better run there in third as well to run a place. And yeah, I thought it was just a terrific tactical battle, and probably the best horse came out on top in the end.
Matt, I know you've got a horse to follow out of that race that you'll touch on in just a moment, but just the clash of the first two there, what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought you could see Rolling Fire was bolting, and then looked like he was going to win the race, and on the Black Flash got out underneath him. They sort of came together, and then it looked at the point of the turn like on the Black Flash was going to get the sort of better of him, drew about a half neck in front, but Rolling Fire is so tough, and once he straightened up and balanced up, he really dug deep and came across for the win, and it was a gutsy win. He's a very smart horse, and yeah, he justified a drift in the market as well to be able to get the heavily backed on the Black Flash. So yeah, great performance, great pair of drives, and Rolling Fire just a little bit too tough, as Ollie mentioned.
All right, well, let's just go along very quickly to race number 5, which, of course, was the Lewis. And fittingly, it was Lewis in the Lewis that was able to salute here with No Noni. This looks to be a horse that's going to continue winning some nice races along the journey here, Matt.
Yeah, he's a smart horse, and we've mentioned him on the show before that he's got that speed to be able to negate sort of any positioning and any tempo in a race. And the tempo was solid in that race on Friday night, and you could just see the field start to open up at the point of the turn. And once he got into the clear, he was going to be the most dangerous late. And he's paid well. Chris Lewis winning the Lewis was great to see, and no noni for Shane Gabler. He only has a small team of horses, but does a fantastic job.
He certainly does, and Ollie, just a little salute from Chris as well. So it clearly meant a little bit to him to win the Lewis.
Oh, it was fantastic to see. And I mean, we're all pretty silly letting him go around at the price he did. I think he was nearly 20 to 1 there. And, you know, you couldn't look past him, obviously, Lewis and the Lewis. And the horse just, every time he goes around, he seems to get better and better. So really great training effort, terrific drive. He was worked into the clear right, just at the right time, and they'd gone pretty solid sections there. So it really did set up for something to run on. Blaze On was really good there in second, and Dark Eyes not far away either in third. And there's a few horses even behind them that I thought were pretty solid as well. So it looks like it's going to be a really strong form race, that one. And yeah, really fitting winner, Chris Lewis and the Lewis.
All right, well, let's get stuck into some horses to follow from Friday night, and we'll go along to you first and foremost, Matt, because your 3 to follow are all from early in the meeting.
Yeah, they're all horses that were basically held up. I liked what I've seen in the last few runs from Flying Rumour, and he sort of gave the indication again on Friday night that he's not far away. So he's got good gate speed and he's quite versatile. So I think Flying Rumour's not far away from winning one. My watch list, they drove him more conservative on Friday night and he hit the line really strongly. We know how talented this horse is. He's just crying out for a draw, and he's also got versatility, but it was just good to see him. It looked to settle a little bit better in the run, and then he hit the line really strongly and magnificent. Off the back of the trial behind Franco Motu, I thought what he came on and did first up, he really hit the line strongly. And in a free-for-all grade, I think Magnificent has come back really well, and he should be able to get himself into the money very soon. So Flying Room in my watch list and Magnificent.
They're the 3 to follow for Matt Young. What about you, Ollie? Yours are later on in the meeting.
Yeah, I've got my first one in race 5, which was the Lewis, and I thought a horse that was really good in this race was one that got a long way back, and I think he might have even been last on the pegs there, Louis Dior, and I thought he hit the line really well. He was forced to come really wide in the straight, despite having that peg line trip in the race. He really had to cover a lot of ground to get to the outside, and he really flashed home there late in a race that it was probably pretty hard for those horses out the back to get into when you run home 28-6, 28-1. So he did a really, really good job there to get as close as he did. He was only beaten 8 metres, and I just think he's such a high-quality horse, Louis Dior, and I think if he gets a little bit better a draw in a race very soon, he's going to be really hard to hold out. He's a brilliantly fast horse, so I think he can either be put up on speed there and look to do it that way, or he can come off speed like he was there Friday night really good. So keen to follow him. And my next horse to follow is probably a horse that's maybe a little bit more limited in fireplay, but when he does get these peg line draws, he hits the line really well, and he did that again there on Friday, and that just seems the way he needs to be driven, sat up on the pegs, so taking a sit, and he just finishes his races off so well, and I think he's going quite well at the moment, and if he draws a gate in a race very soon, I think he can be really hard to hold out fireplay, and he'll probably go around a pretty big price because he went around $34 there on Friday. So keen to keep following him. And my last horse to follow came. She was well beaten behind Franco Moto in race 8, but I thought Lady Camel really showed something there on Friday night, and it was a much better effort from her. They ran home pretty good sectionals there, 27.9 into a 28.4, and she was hitting the line really strongly there, Lady Camel, and ran a pretty clear second. And the third horse, Fat Louis, he was a long way away in third, and he's quite a nice horse himself. So I think the effort of Lady Camel was really good, and she's certainly ready to win a race very soon there.
Just on the winner there, Ollie, what was your first impressions of Franco Moto here in the West?
Oh, I thought it was just a really dominant win there. It was, pretty comfortable. I don't think he was asked for too much. Maybe Junior knew the lead wasn't there, so he sat up outside that leader and was just happy to race him there. And he controlled it, and he ran a really slick last half in the end. So I think he's certainly going to be a horse that wins some better races than that going forward. All
right, so the horses to follow there from Ollie, Louis Dior, Fireplay, Lady Camel, and Matt going Flying Room on my watch list, and Magnificent. Okay, so 2 today, Pinjarra. Time to find some winners, and we've been right there of late here at our Pinjarra Monday meetings, Matt, and you're going straight to the first to get the day underway here, and you're pretty impressed by the Dylan Edgerton Green filly here in Sovereign Jewel.
Yeah, this is a multi-builder for the program. I'm really keen on Sovereign Jewel, I think she's going to be a pretty smart filly going forward to this season. So Sovereign Jewel, race 1, number 4. I think she can show that natural dash, and from there, I think she's going to be very hard to beat. Then we go to race 5, Mega Mac, the $10 quote. I think his last few have been really good. He's got some gate speed. I think he can get into a half-decent position, and from there, I think he's a decent each-way chance in a race where he's going to be in the first few, and that's sort of important for his racing style. So race 5, number 6, Mega Mac each way. And race 6, number 11, Elta King. I was pretty keen Elta King to get the job done today. Just watch things unfold and then probably make the move into the race. He's got depth and a bit of versatility, and I think he's got also a bit of class, and he's really getting back into some peak form. So I think race 6, number 11, Elta King, very hard to beat. Race 5, number 6, Mega Mac each way. And I think race 1, number 4, Sovereign Jewel, will be winning.
Okay, and Elta King, interestingly, 370 into 330 since we spoke on the preview on the Sports Daily about 25 minutes ago, Matt. So that is in race number 6 there. Ollie, how did you assess Pinjarra today?
The first one I was keen to have a look at was in race 4, and I've been really impressed by this horse this time in Synchronizer, and I think she finds a really suitable race here. She was beaten last start, but I think she was just beaten by what I think is quite a nice mare in Push Button Rock, and that mare has really good speed. But Synchronizer wasn't beaten far. They're only 2 metres, and they did run home near 55 half, which is pretty slick for this sort of grade. And I think she can just be sat up early, let them settle, and she can use that really good speed she's got over the concluding stages to hopefully run over the top there. With Lady Velasca out, I thought she would have been pretty hard to beat. So now Synchronizer becomes the one that they have to all beat there, and I'm pretty confident she can get the job done if there's a little bit of speed on in the early stages. In race 6, I was thinking the exact same way as Matt here. I thought Elta King looked incredibly well placed, has had a few runs back from a spell here and should be nearing peak fitness. So I really think Elta King can be hard to beat. That effort last start was really good at Bunbury, just caught outside the leader there, and Jilly Mojito really rolled along there just to make it hard for Elta King sitting outside the leader, but he certainly didn't shirk the task there and battled on really nicely, and he can probably do it a few different ways in this race, so I'm pretty keen he can get the job done. And then the last one I had for us to have something on today was later in the card, and it might be fitting after Lewis won the Lewis on Friday. I'm tipping a Young to win the Matt Young pace, and I think Castella Delacqua is really well placed in this race. She has taken on some of the better mares in the state previously. She was first up last start, and she drew a wide gate there and got back, and the winner of that race, Tanner Biddy, he just was terrific, and he ran really fast time. So it was a race that nothing could get into out wide, and I thought that was a total forgive, and she'll be a lot better for that run. So I think given she's the only horse on the back line here, she has options in the early stages, and there could be a little bit of speed on. Velocipede will be pretty keen to get forward. Maximum Rock will probably want to go forward, and Dame Valor might be another one that goes forward off the gate. If there's a bit of speed on, I can see Castella Delacqua running into this race late and being a really good each-way angle for us.
So race 1, Sovereign Jewel for Matt Young. Race 5, Mega Mac for Matt Young, and he's with Elta King, as is Ollie. And either side of that, race 4, Synchronizer, and race 9, Castella Delacqua down there at Pinjarra today. To Gloucester Park tomorrow night. Ollie, we'll let you keep rolling because you're going early in the night.
Yeah, well, I'm really keen to see Chase Me go around. He's a very smart horse, and he'll be winning this race, but the battle for the placings is really interesting, and I'm keen to be with Damage Done for Corey Peterson to hopefully range the placings late for us. I think there'll be a little bit on early with a few horses looking for the top before handing over to Chase Me, and I think if there's a bit of speed on here, Damage Done's going to be really hard to hold out late for that second or third spot. He's been terrific, really, for Corey Peterson since he took over the training, and was really impressive in his last victory when he did a lot of work mid-race to find the front and was just simply too good in the end in that race. And I think previously he's actually shown that sat up, save for one run, he's quite good in that position. So I think he finds another race where he can get that set up, and if he does, he's going to be really good late, and he's going to be hitting the line, and hopefully he can run second or third behind Chase Me, and then the next one I had for us on Tuesday night was Cara Diana. She was really unlucky last start. There was a bit of a scrimmage there, and she locked wheels at a crucial stage, and it probably cost her the race in the end. With the winner, Ziggy Vermeer, was able to get up the inside and scored there narrowly. So I think this time Cara Diana, she can lead, and without any incidents like that, she can be really hard to catch in this race, I think, and she's certainly been working towards a win, and she would deserve that.
All right, so damage done the place in Cara Diana for Ollie. What about you, Matt? You're at the back end of the night.
Yeah, I am at the back end of the program, and I thought, look, I agree wholeheartedly about Cara Diana. I think she's the one to beat there, and so I'm with Ollie for the exact same reasons. I think, just locking wheels and shifting off the pegs there just cost her the race pretty much, and I think she'll get the job done. Race 6, number 2, but race 5, number 1, really like the way Soho Vesperlind hit the line last start, and I think can get the job done here, potentially leads and wins. It's a nice field, so it's going to be an interesting race, but race 5, number 1, into race 6, number 2, they're the two plays for me tomorrow night. Yeah,
it looks a very interesting affair, but happy to be with Soho Vesperlind. Is Matt Young there in race number 5, so that is tomorrow night. Ollie, damage done, and Cara Diana. Matt also with Cara Diana. So that brings us to the end of this segment this morning, gents. Thank you for your time this morning, Ollie. We do appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing from you throughout the course of the week.
Thanks, Tim. Looking forward to it.
And, Matt, enjoy the rest of your Melbourne trip. Who have we got down at Pinjarra today?
We haven't got anyone today, so
right.
Unfortunately no interviews.
Okay, all right, but they'll be back on deck next week.
They'll be back on deck next week. So, we'll enjoy the last few days here, and I'll be back home very soon. Looking forward to seeing you again. There is Matt Young and Ollie Cownie there. Look at what is to come over the next 24 hours here, and also a look back at Friday night. When we come back, Liam Elliott will be with us on Off and Pacing.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.
On Tab Radio, Racing and Sport, this is Off and Pacing.
Great to have your company this Monday morning, and it is great to have the company as well of our special guest. Liam Elliott is with us on the program, fresh off the back of his first Metro win on Friday night. That, of course, was with Swagger Man. Liam, a very good morning to you. Congratulations.
Good morning, Tim. Thank you. It was a very big thrill.
Yeah, absolutely. Just talk us through the moments after Swagger Man crossed the line and got the job done on Friday night. What that was like.
It was pretty surreal, to be fair. I probably haven't experienced the feeling like I got after I crossed the line. Ryan was over the fence cheering, so it made it even better. Absolutely.
And what was Ryan's feedback after the race as well?
He was a bit concerned when I pulled out, but they had run along such a solid tempo the whole run, so I probably kind of had to go with him when I did, so it worked out well.
Did you think you had enough in the tank to hold off Trent Lake?
He's the type of horse that just keeps finding. He probably pulls up a little bit, but he just kept finding up the straight, so it was good. Yeah, and he's found a nice little patch of form, hasn't he, getting the back-to-back wins. That was a well-deserved win at Bunbury 6 days earlier. He'd been building to that and then getting that reward again on Friday night. Yeah, he obviously had gone really well at Bunbury. He did a fair amount of work in a pretty fast lead time in the first quarter, so we were happy with him then. And then he just worked on so well since Bunbury, and he raced so well on Friday night as well. Yeah, that he certainly did. And to have Ryan and then also Kyle come down and get the photo, and they made it known to me that it was the first Metro win on a Friday night for you. And to do it for Ryan, I'm sure that's a big thrill, given that he's really shown a lot of faith in you over the past couple of months. Yeah, exactly. He's been a big supporter of mine with Kyle, and I can't thank him enough for everything they've done for me over the last kind of 6 to 9 months. I probably wouldn't be where I am without them. So, it's obviously a big thrill to get it for him. I've run a few seconds for him as well. So, finally get one over the line was a big relief. What's the biggest thing you've learnt from your time with Ryan? It's hard to pick one thing. I learn something new every day. It keeps me thinking, so it's good. But at the moment, we're trying to focus on doing the form a little bit better, watching more replays, looking out where I make mistakes, and stuff like that. So, he's obviously a really big support, really big help. And is there things that perhaps you don't see that he's able to pick up on? Yeah, exactly. As I'm still learning, you don't see your stuff up as quick as they do. So, he's quick to point them out, and that's good because I can go back, watch it, and see where I stuff up and try and make the corrections the next time I'm in that situation.
Do you feel a better driver as well? A more confident driver?
Yeah, I feel more confident, not only in the moves I make, but also in the times I'm running. You know, we do a fair amount of track work at Gloucester Park, so getting the times around Gloucester Park is getting a lot easier for me. Still a little bit hard at the country tracks, but it's starting to come a little bit more naturally now.
Have you got any short-term goals, or is it just about looking for that second Metro winner? You don't look too far ahead.
I try not to look too far ahead because I feel if I look at the stats, I kind of get stuck. At the moment, I probably just want to keep improving and going on an upward trajectory towards the top.
Liam Elliott is our special guest on Off and Pacing off the back of Swaggerman's win on Friday night, his first Metro win. We might just work through these drives that you've got over the next couple of days, Pinjarra today and then also to Gloucester Park tomorrow night. So your day gets underway in race number 5, obviously the scratching of Lady Velasca earlier on in the day. So race 5 though, the lightning lap, and you team up here with Tempt the Stars. Do you give him some sort of an each-way chance?
Yeah, obviously he's going to be leaders back, I'd say. Era's got a fair amount of gate speed, so we'll look to try and hold up behind the leader. His form's been a little bit average, but I think he can work into some better form in this race.
All right, and Trip Trip Bang Bang as well goes around from barrier number 3 in race 8 on the program. How have you assessed what he's been doing of late?
Last start was probably a little bit disappointing, but Matt's had an issue with him afterwards, so hopefully he's ironed all that out now and he can show some of his better form again. He could probably bounce in the bunny early and we can either look for some cover or look to lead it up, but we'll just leave that up to Matt and what he wants to do.
All right, and what about Relham? So can you get on Relham at the right time, because he's not the most lucky horse going around?
No, he obviously isn't. I'm not sure what we do. It's a bit of an awkward draw for him. The 3's got a lot of gate speed, and there's a few others out there that are going along in really good form as well. So hopefully we can just pull the right rein at the right time.
All right, so that is today, and then you've got 2 drives tomorrow night as well here at Gloucester Park in race 2. Jolted Charms got barrier number 1 in what looks a pretty even affair on paper. What was your assessment of this tomorrow night, and do you give her a really good each way sort of a chance?
Yeah, she can run an each-way kind of race. She worked with us, must have been Saturday morning, and her work was all right. So Luke's pretty happy with her as far as I know. And from there, I'll talk to him tomorrow. I'm not too sure what he'd want to do, but we'll probably run the arm and look at our options from there.
All right, and then obviously back from the stand is Rakiro Raider in race number 5. Is it one where you just tuck him behind the 1 here?
Yeah, that'd probably be my plan. I'll obviously talk to Crackers tomorrow, but talking to him on Saturday night at Northern, he seemed pretty happy with him and thought he'd ready to run a bigger.
Excellent. Well, hopefully there can be a winner over the next couple of days, and there can be more Metro winners not too far away either. I've just got the message from Ryan. Hurry up and finish this interview with Liam so he can get back to work. We'll let you get back to it, Liam. All the very best.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tim. Have a good day.
You too. All the very best. There is Liam Elliott with us on the program, and well done to him on Friday night, and also to Ryan Bell, giving him a few opportunities. Now, just on the Gloucester Park, the name of that 5th event tomorrow is the Monday Lunch Special in Steelo's Pace. So there is Monday racing at Gloucester Park that is going to be up and firing on July 21 and 28. So keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be a couple of nice promotions that Gloucester Park will be running over that time, and we'll tell you more about that on Tab Radio over the coming days and weeks. So stay tuned for that. That's Off and Pacing done and dusted. You'll be able to jump on the podcast and get all of the information from Matt and Ollie if you missed it earlier on. Of course, Matt's best today, Sovereign Jewel, Mega Mac in race 5 and race 6, Alta King. Ollie with Synchronizer in race 4, race 6, Alta King, and race 9, Castella del Aqua. And of course, we're only a tick over 90 minutes away from the first. Good luck if you are having a play today, and also tomorrow night at Gloucester Park on one of the 6 races. We'll be back again with Off and Pacing next Monday morning. And don't forget to tune into the Sports Daily tomorrow morning from 5:30. I'll look forward to your company then. Coming up next, we've got our previews from the East Coast. Taree will be the first one that you hear. And, of course, we've also got racing today coming our way from Pakenham in Melbourne, and that preview won't be too far away. So that'll be what you hear over the next 20 minutes or so here on Tab Radio before I hand you over to our race day with Leah Ernest. Have a great day.